What great music. Pokemon trading card game. Ooh, Pokemon trading card game, let's go. Pause. Oh wait, no. One more. Oh, skibbity? Are we skibbiting? Skibbity ba 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 da bo. Ba ba da bo. Skibbity ba 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 da bo. Skabba ba da skabba da ba da bee ba 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 da come back. Ba 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 da bo. Skibbity ba 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 da bo. Skibbity ba dim boom ba da bo. Boom ba da bo. By the way, I've come to the conclusion that that chair might get moved. Might get moved to the other side of the room where you will no longer be able to see it. I'm not 100% on that, but it's just it's a warning for the chair lovers that the chair may get placed in a different place. It would be more efficient for space and other reasons, access and such. So that may happen. I know this would be a shock to people. This is why I wanted to put a warning out there for those that are, you know. So enjoy it while it's here. That's all I'm saying. I know this is a huge shock to some of you. Also, hello. What was not a shock to me, but was a disappointment as I expected, was that I went grocery shopping today, and the market basket did not have yogurt. Very annoying. They're very hit and miss on the yogurt. I don't know why. I don't know why, basically. Feels like more than half the time they don't have it, and then I end up having to get it elsewhere. But it's serious. I've definitely talked about it enough times where, yes, it actually is a classic. It's one of the few things, like most things, when I go, all the things I need are always there. Yogurt is the one thing that, for whatever reason, is very, very. I don't even want to say hit or miss. I want to say miss. I just want to say very miss a lot of the time. And then I'm sitting there going like, man, how hard is it to have yogurt? Because then there'll always be a bunch of the like shit that no one wants, like various non-fat yogurt of flavors, and I'm just like, where? Why? No one wants this. You need to change whatever system you're using to figure out how much to put on the shelves. It ain't been right for the yogurt for a long time. You gotta fix that shit. So, what that means is that either I have to leave the house between now and Friday's stream to get a new thing of yogurt, because I will be out after this, or it means I'll have to cook something for Friday. Heaven forbid. But I'm sitting there going, man. Anyway, hi. Alright, so a bird is what we'd be naming here, an archosaur. What kind of bird do I want to name? What kind of bird do I want to name? How about hummingbird? Why that turtle have scroll bars? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. Do they usually have the scroll bars there? VOD review? Well, you'd have to check with the previous VOD, right? Or are you talking about something even different from what I was pointing out? Eagle. Okay. I'm not even looking at the results, even though I should. I'm just throwing things in. Oh, okay. So that might mean they did add them in, or they always had it. I feel like they must have always had it, or I feel like I would have noticed it. Maybe not, I don't know. They did have them? Okay. That reminds me. Hold on a second. Okay. I was just checking to see if VODs were expiring. Because I haven't highlighted any VODs from 2025 yet. So I was a little scared at first. But I have a couple days. Okay. I feel like we've had this situation before. There was a Telerave, but it wasn't in with the Hawks and the Eagles. And it was something that I couldn't remember the name of. And I also now still can't remember the name of. Have I done catfishing.net? No. I don't know what that is. I don't think an albatross works here, but... This is that same bird that I had a problem with before. It's another guess the thing game. Oh geez, okay. We'll wait on that. That looks like there's a lot of text. Fuck, dude. I described the whole thing. I know what it is. It's gonna be that bird that I couldn't remember last time, and now I can't remember it again. Owl? I remembered. I fucking remembered. Let's go. Pretty fucked up picture they have here. It's definitely killing something actively in that image. Okay, what's this? Guess the Wikipedia article from its categories. Every day there are 10 notable, diverse, and interesting places. Oh, I'm gonna be so bad at this. I'm gonna be so bad at this. I don't want to do this because it's gonna be embarrassing, but I guess we're doing it. Yeah, I don't know. It's some Taylor Swift album. I have no idea what it would be called. I literally don't know. I mean, you can kind of tell what it is. Unless it's supposed to be like some concert that has multiple artists in it. 1989. The Tortured Department. The Tortured Poets Department. Yeah, I mean, whatever. We knew it was a Taylor album. 1965 singles. Songs. Grammy Hall Award. The Who songs. The Who. Oh my god. I know it, but I don't. Songs about teenagers by The Who. Teenage Wasteland. Fuck! My brain went to the wrong band. Teenage Wasteland is by The Who. All right, I feel like we got baited. I feel like I got baited. I feel like my guess was reasonable. I think my guess was reasonable. I just got it wrong. I scored close enough. Where does it say that? Or are you saying that for... Oh, down here. Okay, close enough. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Real things that matter? Uh-oh. 1964 establishments. Cities in Botswana. That's gonna be a problem. I do not know what the capital of Botswana is, but that's probably the answer of the question. Trying to think about Letsile Tobago. Was there ever some sort of information about what city he came from? I have no idea. I mean, it gave me close enough. I know that's what the thing's about. Gabron. No, Gaborone. Gaborone. Gaborone? Gaborone. 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 No, it's Gaborone. Gaborone. Oh, Jesus. Okay. 1862 births. 1918 deaths. Classical composers, male pianist, composer, male composer, classical pianist, ballet? A Conservatoire de Paris alumni, deaths from colorectal cancer? Pupils of Antoine Francois. I mean, it's some fancy French musician. 1918 death, though? That's kind of what's throwing me off. 1918 death? That's more modern than I would have expected. Like, is that somehow Beethoven or some shit? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. Doesn't really make sense, but I don't know. For Bach? I don't know, man. I'm guessing Debussy? I got a close enough for that? Did they just say close enough for everything? What Debussy? French composer, you sometimes seen. I mean, everything I was thinking of didn't make sense because they would be way older than this, so I didn't know what to say. So I just put in a name. Little cultural and rich involvement. He showed enough talent. That's cool. Capitals in Asia. Capitals in Europe? Wait, capitals in both? Cities and towns in Azerbaijan. Populated places along Silk Road. Port cities and towns of the Caspian Sea. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. What is happening? I gotta do 10 of these? That's so many. I don't freaking know. I went to public school. The capitals in Asia and in Europe is kind of a crazy thing there. Hello, mouthful. I've heard of Azerbaijan. I don't really know exactly where that is, though. I know of the Silk Road. But I don't... World Heritage Sites, though. That part, that's probably where the answer really comes from. World Heritage Sites, but I don't know what all of those are. You were second place in 5th grade geography. Yeah, coastal and the World Heritage Sites, but I don't know what all the World Heritage Sites are. But what if we knew which one was in Azerbaijan? I mean, it's probably the only reason I've heard of the name Azerbaijan is because it's whatever this heritage site is in there. But I don't know what that would be. Trying to think about, like, my brain's going to, like, you know, like the wonders of the world, like a Great Wall of China and that type of thing. But I don't. That's not really what a World Heritage Site is necessarily. So I don't know what to type in. Close enough, apparently. Capital and largest city of Azerbaijan, as well as the largest city on the Caspian Sea in the Caucasus region. The lowest lying national capital in the world. The largest city in the world below sea level. Neat, I guess, maybe? It looks pretty. Okay, that's where it is. Types of, well, okay, 1830 in science, pressure, engineer, clean room technology, diving support equipment. Some sort of, like, way to make things airtight. Like clean room, Airtight. Vacuum? Vacuum? I mean, they wouldn't say that for vacuum, but like I think that's kind of the idea. Type of gate is interesting. Yeah. That's why I was thinking of, that's why I said, like, airtight. That's sort of the gate in a sense. But I don't know, like, what the right word... I feel like there's a word for this that would be more appropriate. Which is why I thought of, like, vacuum to, like, vacuum seal something, but... It wouldn't be the word vacuum, but it'd be that type of thing. The thing where they switch pressure and the door closes. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm trying to... That's kind of what I'm getting at, but I can't think of the word for it. Without just saying words that are already here, like... Depressurize, atmospheric pressure is literally in the list. It's right on the tip of your tongue too, right? Yeah, it's like... Diving support equipment. Pressure gauge? Or like the thing that you use to, because diving support equipment is like, makes me think of like the thing they put in their mouth to like breathe. Or like to switch certain amounts of airflow in and out of the tank to your thing, but all I could think of was gauge, but it's more like the whatever the switch is to let air in and out. To flow or not flow. Airlock. I got close enough. Airlock. Yep, that is definitely that word. 1823 deaths, so very old. English Freemason, British immunologist. History of medicine in the UK. Mayor of places in Gloucestershire. Member of the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. People from, okay, smallpox vaccines, vaccinologist. So basically this is just whoever the guy was that invented the smallpox vaccine. Or lady. Did it say male? I guess it didn't technically say male, huh? I mean, I don't know who this is. I might recognize the name, but I'm not gonna waste our time. I'm just gonna say what it says. Edward Jenner pioneered the concept of vaccines and created the smallpox vaccine. Nice. That's a real fucking hero right there. Okay. United States vice presidential candidate in 1956. 1963 murders in the United States? Skip a bunch. Catholic politicians from Mass. People from Georgetown. People murdered in Texas. People of Cold War. People of Congo. Politicians from Boston. Politicians from Brooklyn. Presidential Medal recipient. President of the United States. So who was the guy that got it after their president was murdered and they were a vice president? That's basically what we're getting at here. I'm Person of the Year. United States. So it's JFK, right? Is Boston? Okay. The vice president part threw me off. Why is he why is vice president there? Is that just because I guess when he was he a vice president at some point? Hold on. Kennedy served after 6 years. Kennedy was active in Boston Council. He was vice... No, not that vice president, though. Other liberal supporters where he chose Johnson as his vice president. I guess it's related. I guess it's because it's this candidate. Yeah, but like, he was the president, not the vice president. Well, that's what that's why I'm in the Wikipedia article. Am I crazy that it didn't say that he was the vice president for somebody? Or because he was a candidate? That's what we're saying. He was a candidate for vice president, but he wasn't a vice president. Whatever. Fucking, I don't care. I finally got one. Oh, awkward time for this. Awkward time for this if you've been paying attention to the news this week. Or the book world news, I guess. He did some fucked up shit. He did some not great things, this guy. It's the... He did the one that has that movie that I didn't watch. I know that. I'm assuming it's that one? I don't... Isn't it, like, begins with a C or something? It's not... Okay, wait. Girls' names that begin with C. Chelsea? No, that's not it. Clementine? That doesn't sound right. Cecilia? That also doesn't sound right. Names that begin with C. Caroline, she's... Wait, no, but it's spelled, like, wrong. Coraline? There it is. Japanese nationalism, World War II, symbols of Japan, naval ensigns. I feel like I know this, but I'm blanking. Just lie. It's just the sun? Oh, okay. Well, I guess it... Yeah, okay, whatever. I was picturing... Like, you know how on airplanes and stuff in World War II, they would sometimes have, like, symbols that people would paint on and whatnot? I thought it was something like that. So why do they bother saying close enough? Does it mean anything? Are these the top guesses? These are correct guesses. These are the most popular wrong guesses, I'm guessing. Teenage Wasteland, okay. Botswana City, that's basically what I said. Yeah. People just saying the same thing back, yeah. Decompression chamber. Those people should get that. That should count, to be honest. Other people I don't even know the name of. Robert Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy. You fools. American Gods. I'm assuming these are other books he's done. Wow, that sucks. Rising Sun doesn't count, and the Rising Sun doesn't count. I don't know how I feel about this game. I don't know how I feel about this game. I think I'm too shit at it, and there's too many. Like, at most 5. 10 is too many for that game. Shit, we got an image grid. Hold on. We got an image grid. Think we're good? Okay, Pinball Wizard. Family Guy Pan. Can't even tell what that is. Hotel Clamp? Nut Lug? Right? Is that what this is? Oh, Peanut. Maybe? Nut Lug, Peanut. I don't know what this one is. What's the left thing here? This looks like cream or whipped cream, but I don't know the left. Alligator Rock? Crocodile Rock. So that's a song. Peter Pan. Peter Pan, Pinball Wizard. Spaceman. Assuming. Money Tea? Money Cup? Green Tea? Green Tea. Probably. Night Rider? South Path? South Park? South Park. Okay. I don't know how that gets me anywhere, but South Park. Donald Duck. Okay, what do you want me to do with all of this? Donald Duck. Peter Pan. Knight Rider. Squid Games. Squid Games. South Park. I don't know what this one's supposed to be. Something dance. Bald dance. Pinch dance. This is something with mouse. Red mouse. What kind of car is this again? Wait, red mouse. What's that musician? That's Dead Mouse. Never mind. Snow White. There's too many different things of media here. Which one are characters? Which ones are movies? Squid Game. This. Green Tea. Why is Green Tea? Crocodile Rock's a song. Small Loaf. Small Loaf. I don't know what that one's supposed to be. Small Bread. Small Loaf. Knight Rider. I feel like I basically have all of almost all of them, but I don't know how they are organized. Peter Pan, Donald Duck, Snow White, and Minnie Mouse. Okay. That makes sense. Knight Rider. Is Knight Rider a song? This is TV show. This is TV show. Pinball Wizard? I feel like maybe was a show. Spaceman. I don't know what this one is either. Something cream, something whipped. And then these two, not being able to figure what these two are, this one and this one. He's doing like this, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Small dance? It doesn't make sense. Pinch dance? Short dance? I mean, it's certainly not safety dance. And then this one I also don't get. What would this be that... Isn't this a clamp? What else is... What is the other word for this? I feel like there's another word for this blue thing. Spaceman? Or no, Rocket Man! That's a song. Rocket Man? Okay, Crocodile Rock. Alright, these two are definitely songs. Hotel California? That doesn't really make sense. Oh, Vice. Vice, that's the other word it must be. I mean, Vice City, but like the Vice should be to the left. Very annoying. I know two of the songs for sure. This is Knight Rider, South Park, Squid Game. I just don't know what this one is. Green, isn't this Green Tea? Or is this just not that? money tea, money cup, money coffee, money drink, cash tea. I don't know. Kind of annoying. Definitely frustrating. Disney. I mean, this one had two where I don't even know what they are. That's ginger nut? This is so British. This is so stupidly British. Rich tea? That's not... I've literally never heard that in my life. So this has to be a show. Miami Vice. Okay. I was gonna say Vice City doesn't make sense because the order would be wrong. I did have these three though, and I tried guessing these three with some other stuff, but never quite did the Vice one. And then this, I guess, are songs. But what is Tiny Dancer? I said Small Dancer. Didn't I? Did I say Tiny Dancer? Maybe I did say Tiny Dancer. Whatever. Whatever. Holy shit, it's almost 6. Galar. Galar Fire. Oh, Pokemon Sleep. It's time, speaking of, time to do dinner for that. Fire type Galar. All I'm thinking of is the starter and maybe Rapidash Galarian, but I'm scared. Wait, no, this is the one that has the coal guy, right? Colossal? Yeah, because G-Max. Hell yeah. Nice. Sweet. Ghost Galar, though. That's Dragapult? Nice. Okay, Kalos. Ghost. Kalos. Flying. Kalos Queen. Which means... That means... that generation, so... Probably... what's it called? Unpheasant and such? No. That's Gen 5. Talonflame and such. As well as... Is this Noibat? XY? Yeah, right? Wait, he has a lot of flying types on that team. Because he has, like, the Noibat, he's got the Hawlucha, and he's got the fucking Firebird, too. Okay, nice. Ghost Kalos might be tricky. I kind of want to say, Marshadow, but I'm worried that that technically counts as Gen, the one after that. That's my concern. I'm concerned that that doesn't count for one reason or another. So, I guess with that in mind... Alright, dinner's cooking. What else would there be besides... Oh... Malamar? No, Malamar is Psychic Ghost. No, but the fucking thing that Team Rocket has, that Jesse has. It's the pumpkin. This guy. Grass Ghost, okay. Okay, then... Here I might just go easy mode and go Fletchender, because I'm over it. Okay, normal flying. Honestly, chat can name one of those. That's easy. Normal fire is the lion. I don't know his name. It's the one that is the lion. I don't know his name, but he is the lion from like Gen 6 or something, maybe. Main? I'm trying to think of words that are like similar to lion related that might get me there. Because I'm pretty sure he's like the only normal fire type. That's so annoying. I know what he is. I know what he is. I know who he is. I know what he looks like. I don't know his name. Lit. No, that's gonna give like Litten and stuff. Lions are known for roaring. What else are they? Oh, there it is! Oh, you beat me. Normal Ghost? I feel like we had this sometime, and it was also stupid, and it was something I didn't know. Alright, I guess we'll just do Spearow here then. Normal Ghost? Is that the dog? Is that this thing? This other one? Well, this looks like, I mean, Houndstone, that makes me think Ghost Rock. But I don't really know what else would be Ghost Normal. Because that's a stupid typing that probably shouldn't even exist, to be honest. I'm just gonna click it, I don't care. Zora Hisui, it is indeed a dumb one. It is indeed a dumb, silly choice. Okay. Hoopa. Hoopa's Ghost Psychic? Hoopa is Ghost Psychic. Fire type, Pyroar, Volcanion, Delphox. Okay, so not many. Darmanitan, Galar, Zen. Sure. Centiscorch. Cramorant, that's right. And then we have these two, and then a lot of these. Squawkabilly. Nice. Well, we got there, so there's that at least. Let me test something here before I show chat. Oh, interesting. So we have an hour until stretch time, which then would go into wood carve time. Technically, as the title says, double WCW day. But we could not do that. We could do a game of some kind. Although we did finish Tetris DX, and we did finish Cosmo Game the Puzzle, so that was pretty nice. I think there was another thing on the list. Maybe not. I'm trying to think if there was something on the list of like NSO games, etc., that was supposed to be done or whatnot. But yeah. Otherwise, we could do coding stuff. Or I could do spreadsheet stuff and we just chat while I do that. Those are the options, I guess. I suppose I haven't tagged Discord yet. Alright. You know what? At the very least, actually, I at least want an opinion on something. Whether we end up going into it fully or not. I think I actually kind of know the answer that I want, but let me run this to pop it up. Then if how do I even want to do this? If I studio mode, and then let's say I did not that one. This one. Oh, that is not correctly set. And if I did this and changed it. Speak up, Sonny. You have water running. Okay. So this is that PaDBox project that I did, except now this is the UI version of it. The other WCW stood for Work Coding Wednesday. Broken. So what this does is does this change if I change the size of it? Oh, it does. That's kind of fun. You use this brings up a window which you can't see, then you select the text file with the IDs. This brings up a thing where you select the folder which has the images, and then you submit and it runs. Now, when I hit submit currently, the window basically closes, and I recently added a thing that pops up that says when it's done, and it just is like an info box that says complete. Your PaDBox.png has been generated. There's a couple of things I'd like to add, and I've thought about already quite a bit. One is basically, so the way this works well, okay. So if you submit with not correct stuff, a pop-up happens that says you're missing a required parameter. You can't see that on OBS because it's a new window, and I'm not I'm not capturing the desktop. Hello, Ezgi Cloud. Salam. What's the... I forget what you're supposed to say after that. Isn't that... That's like hi? But like, you're supposed to... It's like for the Turkish thing, I feel like you always say that, and then you say a second word after that. It's like salam something. Right? Or am I thinking of Salam Alakayim or something, and that's a completely different thing? Maybe? Either way, whatever. Hi. Anyways, for this thing, recent stuff I added is check bunch of things, but as it stands, basically this file is just the UI stuff, and then this file is the original one, which was you pass in the command and then it does the thing. And so then the way the UI one works is that it gets all of those parameters and then basically just calls PaDBox, giving it the parameters that it wants. So some of the things I was interested in as some of the later updates was, there was a thing I already have, which if I put in a letter, you can see it grays out the submit button. Great, fantastic. But it also, you saw when I opened it, it defaulted to 6, so that's nice. Now you might say, why not make it so that it doesn't let you submit if these are empty? I could do that. I just haven't done it. Also, it's more obvious, I guess, in terms of, I don't know. I could, but not as important to me at the moment. One thing I wanted to do is have some sort of way to communicate, like, the process is running. Because right now when you hit submit, even if you have stuff in here, it still closes. And so then you're just kind of sitting there waiting for it to finish. And then the pop-up when it's done happens. So I've thought about a couple different ways to do that. I wrote them down, I think. One was basically just, oh, that doesn't move when this moves, right? One of them is that the input box doesn't close when you submit hit. It stays there and then has like some text up here that says running in progress and just a timer goes. That's a simple one. That seems like that makes sense. The other thing that would be nice about that, and in general about not having this box close when you hit run, is that if it finishes and then you end up wanting to do it again, you don't have to reopen the program. You could just change whatever thing you want and then hit submit again. I kind of like that idea. Now, granted, when it's running, I would make it so that you can't hit submit while it's already running or whatever. So that's one thing. Now, another way to do it that would allow for better tracking of progress of how far along it actually is. Because remember, the UI is here, and then it calls this to actually do the process. So there isn't really a way for this to talk back to here. It just kind of runs and then finishes. So if we wanted something that gave a more precise like update as the process is actually running from the image generator, then you wouldn't really be able to do that from here as far as I'm aware. I mean, I suppose you could do some stuff, maybe a little bit, like adding certain things, but for the most part, it all happens in here. So you would have to add stuff in here if you want things to get, like, I think you would have to add a UI aspect in here that instead of keeping the information on this window would pop up a new window that is like, you are this many icons or IDs out of however many there are in total complete, and then that updates as it runs, which is not crazy. That was one of the things I wrote here. And then I also wrote different ways to potentially do that if I were to do adding that UI pop-up in the generator part. I don't know if any of that made sense. Hopefully it did. But, yeah. So I think the easiest thing to start would just be that this stays up and has a timer that goes. Makes sense to me. Now, currently, this is what closes the window when you hit submit. So I thought, well, if I just don't destroy it, it'll stay up, right? And that'll be fine. But now, for some reason, submit doesn't do anything. And that was something I just learned right now as I was opening it to show you. So that means more than what I thought would have to change has to change, which is unfortunate for me. I thought it would just be, I could do this, comment it out, and then it's done. And then it would just still submit this when it's done, and then it would all still work. So that's unfortunate. But let me at least test what happens if I put stuff in here. I don't think anything should change it. If hitting submit when there's nothing, if hitting submit when these are incorrect doesn't do anything, then hitting submit when there's that stuff there as well also shouldn't still do anything. Portraits, select, submit. So yeah, still does nothing. No printouts, nothing. I know my face is covering the bottom right, but still does nothing. Surprisingly. Even when I hit X on that, it doesn't do anything. Unfortunate. Oh. Well, that's confusing and surprising. Oh, you don't even see that either? Even when I do main window? Okay, so why doesn't it show up? It doesn't show you the guess if I do this and then do this, popped up when I closed the window. Which means it did run. Or something. But only when I hit X. So I guess kind of hitting X is the same as root.destroy. So maybe hitting X then actually did the submission? That's really weird. That's really strange. That's very, very strange. Okay, so I'm using tkinter submit button. How do I ask this? T-Kinter. I'm basically trying to figure out why... I guess because what's happening is that, like, wherever it is initially running is kind of looping and waiting for submission slash whatever to end. And so then if it doesn't get destroyed when you hit submit, then it just looped for... Okay, yeah, that's gotta be what it is. This main loop happens, and then destroy must be what actually then closes it, so then parameters get returned. So if I change destroy to quit, I think this would work. I think. Let's try. I've never used this, but I just Googled that. So let's see. Actually, let me try something. If I do main window, will you actually see this when I hit run? No. Why is that? Shouldn't it be capturing everything on the desktop? Why is it like not doing that? You can even see in the taskbar, I'm selected on the window that popped up when I ran it. That's so strange. I didn't think this would be a problem. I thought just capture the desktop if I really had to and it should work. It's really weird. Alright, anyway. Guess I'll capture the window. So okay, I'm gonna hit submit. And it worked. You can't see it, but I'm holding the window that says error, you're missing a required parameter. This. So the quit thing did work, but then it also closes the window afterwards, eventually, which is not exactly what I want, but it might be that this T-Kinter thing doesn't really do what we want, maybe? Or like you have to like based on that description I just read of how when we do quit or destroy, it like kills the main loop, and so then if you were to try to access it again afterwards, you like can't do that. I don't think there's a way to resume it. I would have to look into that more, but I guess quit is kind of what we're... Hit it or quit it. That's not what we want. Oh, maybe... I'm looking. After? Might be some sort of root.after thing. T-Kinter resumes, alright. Not resume. T-Kinter, understanding main loop. Main loop blocks. It means the execution of your pilot command halts there. You can see that by writing blah blah. Yeah, okay, I know that. Methods: update idle task and update here. Do not block. Rather, TK root is a substitute for a whole while loop. Nerd stuff, nerd stuff. So the question is, how do you execute something over and over again without actually creating an infinite loop? tkinter has an answer for your problem, a widget's after method. The after method doesn't block. Execution continues on in your program after is called, which means main loop executes next, so your widget gets configured and displayed. The after method allows your widgets to remain response. Maybe something like that. This after thing sounds like it might be on the right track. Feels weird to me that you can't just do it that way, but alright. Where did I change stuff? Okay, so maybe change that to put that note there so I don't forget it. Alright, I know what root, destroy, and quit do now. I don't need that tab. I almost want like tkinter allow multiple submissions or something, maybe, but okay. What about tkinter timer, run timer or something? Because we do want that. Import time. Here's how to get the portion to work without freezing up using the after widget method. Okay, this is all things that I think are too much for us to do right now. This is crazy. I thought it was gonna be so simple. It seemed like it would be such a simple thing to want, like in any program, to be like, oh, I click this button to submit values and then it runs and then I do it again if I want to. I haven't either. Well, I guess I technically have now, but what else did I write here? What are other things that I want to do? These are ways to track progress. Error pop up for other errors caught during image generation when an ID doesn't exist or isn't found. That wouldn't be that crazy. It's basically the same thing as what I already do on check input. Basically this. Basically just do this, but then whatever, have some sort of try catch type thing. To throw the error message or whatever. That makes sense. Feedback. This is not really programming, this is more like fixing the stuff. Oh yeah, this is something I thought would be kind of a fun thing to try to do too, is add like an image or a title to it instead of just being an empty box, but that's more of a fun thing. Check in UI if past arguments Check in UI if pass arguments error crashes. Otherwise, have PaDBox gen run automatically anyway and give UI after. I don't think this is relevant anymore. Or I don't know what the hell past me is saying. Because this isn't from like last week or whatever. That's from like months ago. Refactor code to minimize. Yeah, so since this was the first thing I've ever done in Python, there's probably some not best practices here. As a lot of the bottom of this is a very repeated type code, as you can see. So, not the best, but, you know. Halo. I think I have to skip this, though. Doesn't this get EMC8 and shit now? I feel like it does. This, I think I would have to keep. I'm sure you could maybe do something, but yeah. Flask endpoint? No, I have not. I've heard that. I don't actually really know that much about that, though. Like a web thing. That's all I really know. Some web thing. Flask tutorial. Then for that, use Postman with form data to submit. Later, you could make a Vue or React app to do the HTTP call by server. Well, so I don't have a server. But I get what you're saying. Server templates and styles. Yeah, I mean local. I liked the idea of a standalone one, but yeah, a web one would be the next step. Which is also partially why I was like trying to keep the UI relatively basic, in case I did try to do a the other one's Django, right? Flask and Django. I feel like they're both fairly popular. I don't know if there's a default, like, I don't think one is more popular than the other, necessarily. But yeah, I figured a local standalone version is simpler to start and to do that, as well as, that way, if I do the standalone one and kind of like come to the end of it and I'm like, yeah, I think this is generally how I want it to be laid out and stuff, versus trying to do, because then going into a web one, I know what I want it to look like and do. But I guess going back to that, if you were to, you know, be using this program, not that you would because you don't do PAD, but if you were to be using the program like this, and you hit submit, would you rather, I'm trying to think of another program that would do something like, not a lot of things that would be like that now because everything's on the web, but I guess maybe like if you were to be rendering a like a would you rather there be a separate thing that pops up and is, you know, some sort of progress update as it's going, or would you rather it be within this window itself here? I don't know which one I would prefer. I feel like there's been situations where I've interacted with both. I guess the one thing that's worse about the pop-up one is that you have to maybe click OK at the end of that one and then this one. I think Within's better. The problem with Within here again is that without doing a, I don't know how I would get good information to track that isn't just timer going, but like getting any sort of how far along you actually are. I don't know if there would really be a. There isn't a way to do that currently, I would say. With what is currently in the this thing itself, there would not really be a way to do that, I believe. Because this never talks to this. This, like the generator never actually talks to the UI. The UI talks to the generator. I have seen that too, actually. Open job and new window type thing. I have seen something like that before. I've seen something like that. The status bar. For the status bar, you need to immediately return a state object with state statuses like start submitted. Then your UI would pull a different method to retrieve the current status. No, is the mic arm a thing on it had just like unscrewed kind of naturally over time. Then your UI would pull. Honestly, part of what doing this was just to get opinions on this specific aspect of within the window, without the window, any other ideas about it that may be worth having, not having. Obviously, this ID test thing is broken and would be hidden probably in the end. Right now there is, I did make the, what's this called when you hover over and there's little helpful things? Tooltips? Is that what these are called? Yes, tooltips. I did tooltips for these things to explain what they mean. As you can see, the little yellow stuff. So that was good. That was like, I mean, 99% of this was done and already working a long time ago. Even the UI part, but stuff like, I mean, I'd have to check the, exact timeline of things, but stuff like disabling the thing when it's not a number, and having a message that says it's complete, checking the parameters are actually legitimate when you hit submit, error message that pops up if they're not, other stuff. Why did it not fill out the text path when you selected the folder after browsing? It did. There was probably a time where I was like clicking around, but then I didn't actually select and I hit the X. So like right there, I clicked, but then I didn't actually select anything, so then nothing filled in. It's probably confusing because you can't see it pop up, but I don't, as we saw when I shared the main desktop, it doesn't even show when things pop up for some crazy reason. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I have no idea why that would be the case, but for whatever reason, OBS capturing the desktop doesn't actually capture the desktop when something new pops up, I guess? I don't know how that works, but it also doesn't capture, actually, yeah, it doesn't capture this Python thing at all. Like this, that's a, but right now, my Python program with that UI is the current thing on the front of the desktop. I'm covering the code that says def submit and such, but you can't see it. So it must be something to do with that this thing itself for whatever reason. I don't know why. Strange. All your generator methods would async post save their state to a database with the state job ID. Status bar, you immediately turn a state object with status legs. Well, so I don't know if the way it runs right now. Again, we already said that it would need a bunch of changes to do that, but this calls the generator, call PaDBox, and this doesn't happen until this is done. So it can't do anything else while this is happening, currently. But what I would do in this case, for a timer, let's say we're doing just like a timer and it says running timer, I'd basically just, in the beginning of call PaDBox, I suppose, like right in here, either within call PaDBox or just right before call PaDBox, would just be like start the timer and then call PaDBox, which is definitely simpler and would work for now, assuming that I actually knew how to like make that pop up. But now that I know that hitting the submit button does that quit, I don't know how to. Now we have to fix that problem where it doesn't. Even quit doesn't really solve the problem currently. Which I guess you could then have it be like create new window that is just the update thing with a timer saying it's running. But then that doesn't solve really the problem of being able to have the normal UI to submit again after you're done and like do another run of it, which is what I want. Can I explain this pirate software and or racist gold drama? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I want to, but yeah. It's I mean it. Saying that it's dumb isn't exactly right. Also, I don't even think really saying Asmin is like involved. Like Asmin's not even fucking involved. It's just really pirate. I like don't want to talk about it because I like fear some weird scenario where like somehow it's used against me for even the. Pirate has. There's a. Oh man. Okay, so there's a funny kind of joke element of this that's been going around where he's said like people that have talked bad about him or whatever, he has like a list that he's gonna use to blah blah blah. So I'm like, I don't want to be on the list. I don't want to be. I mean, I kind of don't care, but like, I don't want to be on the list at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be. All I will say is that I would tell you if I wasn't streaming, probably. He's basically kind of a jerk, is the simplest way to put it, really. Kind of a jerk, kind of didn't really accept responsibility for stuff. Doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, quintupled down, sextupled down, centupled down, ocho-tupled down, etc. From then, over and over the past multiple days. A lot of people pulling up receipts of clips, and then receipts of other things in his past. And he just kind of has continued to, for whatever reason, not be able to admit fault on anything ever, which has kind of always been his MO from what I can tell. Yeah, I mean, I mean, this is one of the things where like you say it and they're like, oh yeah, okay. Where as far as like, I always felt like something was kind of up with him. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you say that now. Like, well, I had no reason to talk about him because I didn't want to because I'm not a fan. But yeah, definitely been one of those people where I saw and I was like, something doesn't pass a sniff test. Something's off with this guy. And yeah, now everyone's calling him a narcissist and lots of things like that. And he finally got kicked from the big WoW streamer guild today. Finally, Soda didn't want to, but he's like, it's just he's quintuple, sextuple. He's doubled down 8 times. It's too much. Asmongold capitalizing on the drama, yeah. But it was also funny because basically no one defended Pirate in terms of like it wasn't like he was right about the WoW play itself. Like even that, all of the like really, you know, expert WoW players were like, no, he could have done so many things here. Even if he wasn't, even for a relatively non-expert player, could have easily done things. And but for whatever reason, Asmon defended him, which is funny because no one else did. And yeah, I mean, there's been a lot over the past 4 to 5 days, maybe. It's really too much to go through. It's multiple pages worth of posts over these days on LSF, and I've definitely kept up with the drama, but you know, so many different things to point out here or there or whatever that it's like too much. But he's in the WoW. Do you at least know about like the OnlyFans WoW hardcore server that Soda and those people, like, it's a thing that's happening? You don't need to know details, but that it's a thing that's happening, and a lot of people were doing it, at least. Yeah. So it's about that, and because it's hardcore, he basically let people die and then admitted no fault. And yeah, basically he could have avoided all of this by saying so many different ways. He's had like a myriad of outs on this, whether it was from the very beginning being like, I panicked, I'm sorry, to basically different versions of that. Whether it was from the initial people dying, or whether it was from the initial backlash of people getting mad at him and being like, look, I panicked and got defensive because I wasn't ready for lots of people to be mad at me, and so I still just doubled down. Like, he had so many opportunities. He just refuses. So a lot of people think he's a narcissist, which I ain't qualified to make a decision on that. But you know what's funny is that what I've done in the past 45 minutes, kind of like what some people... He has that game that he's been working on, in quotes, for years now, that hasn't really gotten anywhere in the past couple of years, basically since he got bigger streaming-wise. And so someone went through a bunch of footage over the past, I don't know if it was the year or 6 months or something, to see how much actual coding he did on stream of this game that people have, you know, kickstarted or early access given money to or whatever. And it was like 150 hours worth of time spent 15 minutes actually coding or something. Kind of like what I'm doing now a little bit. Except, you know, I didn't steal people's money. Well, steal, it's not stealing. They donated, I guess, but I also don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and it's my first time attempting. I'm a little and both the OBS not capturing the desktop when this, like, having to screen capture that window, this window, whenever I make it is pretty obnoxious, to be honest. Because, like, I guess a lot of doing this right now would be, again, kind of what I was doing a little bit, where I was like Googling, okay, how would I do a timer type of deal? But I guess that's just part of it, right? Like, I guess I just, because I was thinking like, oh, I don't want to spend a bunch of time Googling. That's why I kind of stopped. But I was like, I mean, I don't know how to do it. So if I actually wanted to code on stream, I would have to do that. Unless I already know how to fucking do everything, which is definitely not the case. Maybe if it was something different and it was, you know, something that I just needed to... If it was like building the boilerplate structure of classes and stuff in a Java thing or something like that, you know what I mean? Well, so I guess the other reason about this timer thing in particular, because I could just, what do you do? Other parent. Like if I just wanted another row here that said timer, that definitely could be a thing. And then, it would be there, but then when I hit submit, it would do the same thing that currently happens, where like, then, you know, it kind of ends the loop, so it wouldn't go anymore. So I have to figure out that was the part that I wasn't expecting, that I thought like, oh, I could still like do the timer thing and stuff, this wouldn't be that bad, but the whole destroy/quit thing kind of threw this whole idea for a loop. So for a loop, get it? So that's gonna throw things off a little bit, but okay, let's do a test of sorts. Although, where do I put this? So if I go, let me see. Okay, exam tk tkinter Python after example. How to use the after method. So wherever main loop is. Okay, here's main loop. Yeah. The whole timer epoch thing, but that still wouldn't solve the whole closing the window / killing the main loop thing. My understanding. I kind of forgot that the way this runs, or like that the UI shows in the first place, is because of this. I sort of forgot about that part. So that definitely throws things off. So let's see. I'm looking at stuff on Google. So using after to call a letter just goes right after the event. I guess the problem, so what I've read so far is that basically you can do the whole root dot after, and then you would put time in milliseconds, comma, and then a function to call. But I don't think that would stop the problem of this I don't think that would stop the problem of this kind of freezing type of deal. Which is not what we want. Maybe it could, but let's see. Let's look at another example. Aftermath is called. I want to copy paste this shit so hard, but I also don't want to fuck things up. That's where I'm at. But I also want to at least attempt something before we stop. Let's see. Let's see here. Python. Python. What do you call it? Epoch timestamp. How does I get that? No, I don't need display time as a time epoch. I need time. Hey, Vicious. MK time. Seconds since the epoch. No, we don't want that. I don't. Okay, close that. Okay. Where are our list of things here? Label, label. Okay, button submit. There we go. That's for... I mean, it's almost 7, so... Although, I guess I could just end now in stretch time, but I didn't actually get anything done. I mean, I guess I learned a little bit of stuff, but... This was a test run anyway. This was a fucking test of what coding would look like. I figured out some problems. For some reason, the... desktop capture on OBS doesn't actually work, for example. I'm basically just writing what we did figure out so that I can refer to this on my own. So I'm writing how we learned that the main loop has to quit or destroy in order to submit the parameters. So doing the timer in the same after would require more than previously thought. Some sort of tkinter.after function maybe would help, but not sure because might still close window. Also unsure how I would make it so I could submit again after the fact. Seems not so likely. Discussed what would be best for doing the runtime update / status. Within the window seemed to be the consensus. In order to do actual real progress bar / more detailed runtime info would require much more work. Some sort of status, state object, updated UI would pull diff method to retrieve current status, so that would, I think, make it have to be basically a multi-thread thing. How the generator methods would async post save state to DB with the state / job ID. Also for future, doing a web version via Flask or Django. Good Sonic song. Alright, so we didn't really do anything, but we've learned some valuable information. Need a shower. Street that hot coding session. I feel like there was some weird autocorrect there. just a hunch that was probably some weird autocorrect. But okay. Wanted to make sure I wrote down those things because I'll forget it all during Carve Wednesday. After that hot coding session. That hot coding session that involved like 0 coding. Yeah, you know. I think we'll have to involve a lot of change. Some of the stuff that we maybe not. So I think doing the thing where it does a timer that goes while it runs is probably doable. But doing multiple submits type of thing seems like that would be not as simple. Would involve maybe more advanced things. But yeah. I say also hi elemental. Do we still want to do Carve Wednesday, by the way, or do we want to do some gaming? That's, I guess, the question. But for now, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, fill my water, get an apple, etc. I got some things to tell you about what happened today on my grocery trip.
Your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. Your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
This is the best Marble Zone version ever. It's pretty damn good, isn't it?
Thank you for your call.
What up,
We
Xanto?
appreciate your business and
How are you a 1 month sub but first time chatter? Oh, it must have been a long time ago that you chatted. Maybe it was before it did it. Yeah, because you've been following since September 21st. Or September 2021. So it must be, I think it's because Twitch added that feature of like first time chatter, but it was like after the last time you chatted, so then it said you were a first time chatter or whatever. Weird. Because it says you've been following for a long time. But yeah.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you
By
for
the way,
holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
I did not make this version of this song. This was made by T. Lopes, who, if you are familiar, has made music for Sonic Mania, I believe, as well as a number of other
We appreciate
Sonic
your business
stuff.
and the opportunity to assist
You like to lurk? Well, hopefully you weren't lurking during that gross non-coding coding thing that I was trying for the first time on stream. That didn't go so well. Though I did realize
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding.
you're
Someone
high.
will be with you as soon as possible.
You wanted to do something for your game, so you couldn't, now you're just drawing maps? Wait, expand on that. What do you mean? We're still going to be chilling. It's still going to be very chill vibes, if that's what you're asking about. Speaking of Sonic, we'll continue with more Sonic music. Right now is a stretch time, though. What was I gonna say? Oh, you got the song stuck? So it's not a full thing. It's only like 30 to 45 seconds. Well, I was trying to find the original post from T. Lopes, but I'm trying to think of how would I even search for it. It was on his Twitter, but like how would I search his Twitter for that? T. Lopes. He's a composer that's worked on Sonic Mania and Streets of Rage 4, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Penny's Big Breakaway. I don't know if he worked on any songs in the Sonic movies though, but he's like well-known video game guy. But that thing is from like more than a year ago. So it's not like you could scroll and find it. That's why I was trying to think of what I could type in the search bar to get him there. I'm putting in an effort here though. Yes, I do have the video. I do have it downloaded on my computer, but I don't think I have the link to it on the computer. Let me see. What do you call that type of music? Where it's like on hold? Well, well, so the reason, because I feel like I did do this at some point, but then I lost the link to it, because I know other people, I found it. I'm the best. I'm the best. Wrong thing. If you're wondering what I typed, this is what I typed to find it. Using my Twitter search foo. I guess I could have found it eventually in my likes, but I'm sure it's, as you can see, it's from 2021, so it's quite old. But it was so, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is a perfect Be Right Back screen, music and everything. And then I added the Sonic GIFs myself, but nice. Now I feel accomplished. Now I at least did something. What if you don't mind me asking, what's your game about or whatever that you're making maps for? Or what kind of game is it? You have a couple JRPGs. One is a first-person view dungeon crawler on Game Maker Studio. The other one is a normal EW clone. After that, you're making for the TG16. Wait, the TurboGrafx 16? That's cool. I don't think I ever actually have played a TurboGrafx 16 or like a, or like an emulated version of a game on TurboGrafx 16. But that's cool. That game has some gems, not many JRPGs in English though, which is why you like to give making one. That's cool. I saw that he said he'll be right back. I was gonna ask questions, but the bathroom. Working. Bag of Viagra isn't working. Every single person is just a shitty jerk that can be working at Burger King spitting on your onion rings. What are you doing in pad this week? Because you don't do ranking usually, and you also don't do titles. I guess I actually don't know what you do with Stam most of the time, because you don't usually do that mega stuff. So you just like burn Stam on whatever, or well, he's back. I was gonna ask. I don't know how well you can hear me, but if you had to name, I don't know, 3 to 5, however many you want. I was asking someone else a question because I knew you had said be right back. If I asked you to name your favorite 3 to 5 or more TurboGrafx 16 games, what would that list look like? Don't be limited by the number I said. I was just throwing it out there as a number so that, because sometimes people need a number to give an answer like that. Or you could do like, I know some people like to do, what's my favorite game of each genre on a console type of deal. That's another way to think about it if it helps. Or, you know, favorite 2 or 3 of each genre, whatever. Or you could always go with exclusives to that console. Other way to do it too. Or, you know, a combination of all of those ideas. No particular order. Yeah, order is not worth trying to think about. That just makes things more complicated. If they're good games, they're good games, you know what I mean? No need to order them. Newtopia 1 and 2. I feel like I've heard of that, but I really don't know much about it. Bomberman 93, 94. Blazing Lasers. I don't know if I've heard about that one. Dragon's Curse? It's such a generic name that I don't even know if I've heard of it. You know what I mean? Not that the name, not the genericness of the name makes it bad, but it's just so, you know, so old, such an old game type of name where you're like, that could have been, I could have imagined that being 5 different games. The Bonk games. I don't know if I know that either. Maybe I need to do like a whole TurboGrafx 16 dive of games. Maybe that's what I need to do. A lot of shoot 'em ups. Now, what sticks out? Is there any major differences between the different Bomberman versions? Utopia 1 and 2. Dragon's Curse, Blazing Lasers, the Bonk games. There are 3. Wonder Boy, Dragon's Curse, Blazing Lasers. Barely has any RPGs. Mega Bomberman on the Genesis, a port of Bomberman 94. Huh. Okay. Sometimes vicious, you just let the stem go over. Where's the wood? I'm eating my apple still and stretching still. Here. Carve the stem. Now I'm just imagining I hold up a piece of paper and be like, well, technically it's wood because it came from trees and blah, 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 blah. Wood stream. That's what it's about to be. Urge. Now, should we go to the more relaxing music playlist, or just keep on the standard? While we set up for WC Dub. The real WC Dub. Second camera. Alright. I gotta move that. So that I can get it. You're not gonna sing for us as well? That was never a thing that was supposed to happen. That was never part of the what, you're making up stuff now. What song is playing right now anyway? Ooh, okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. On the contract? Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. Famous scene. Alright, so properties, deactivate, activate. Oh, technology. Look at that. Well, you can't see it yet, but I'm seeing it. Alright, push that. So this is here. Here. Boom. Stretch text gone. Watch it, bub. Watch it, bub. And it's not as watch it, bub. I've got my eyes on you, you spy. Other one. Alright. Now let me hear the music. You want me to sing so bad, I need to hear music so I can sing with it. Apple. Nice. Got our thing. Change category. WCW Ball and Chain. You are getting sleepy. But leaving the stream open. You not dangle your thing in front of me? What, you don't want to see my ball bouncing? You don't like my ball bouncing in your face? Alright. Where's the glove at? Steamy. Okay. Okay. Just reading someone in your city council, a trans woman is going on hiatus because the mayor and another council member called her it. That's fucked up. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Ow! I dropped this on my toe. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It probably is a bad thing if they're going on hiatus, because they probably actually are wanting to do good things for the community. They need someone else. She or he needs someone else to stand up for them in the group. Ridiculous. Oh, you know what we need from Xanto? What are like some top tier TurboGrafx 16 songs? That's what we need. There's that loser. Yeah, what are your best? What are the best? Well, not full soundtracks, but what are the best individual songs? I guess if you have to say soundtracks, you gotta say soundtracks. But I was thinking more of individual songs. I mean, it's not like you have to say one song. You could list out a bunch of them. But usually, like, just saying the full... Because here's what I would do, is I don't want to... I don't add to the playlist with, like, a whole OST at once, because you want it to, like, be mixed up. So it's, like, individual songs one at a time is how I do it. But even if it's a bunch of individual ones, I can still add them just in bits and pieces and stuff. Just good video game music from the TurboGrafx 16. I figured that would be a good thing to ask because you're now the TurboGrafx 16 guy. Oh no, you could do everything. Because if it's a relaxing one, I'll put it in the relaxing playlist. If it's, you know, action-y or high-paced, it would be in the normal one. If it's winter, it might also get added to the winter playlist. You know, there's a home for every song. I mean, you could link them if you wanted to, but I figured that would be annoying to do for you. I was figuring I could look them up later. Oh shit, he's linking. Oh shit, he's linking. Ooh, okay. Okay. Sure. A good one. I guess the other maybe tidbit would be, it doesn't have to be, but it's more likely to be if it's exclusive to the console as well. It doesn't have to be, but is the because I don't actually know if the TurboGrafx 16 is known for having like crazy good sound chip or anything. I'm not sure, you know. Oops, not as popular as the NES one. I wonder if I can... How doable is this? got another one. I'm distracting him from his map making, which is not great, but I am getting good music. Which is good for me. Actually, oh, you know what? Never mind. I was going to say, how is that attached? And then I used my eyes and realized that was a stupid question. I realized that was a dumb thing to say. In fact. I got you going down our whole rabbit hole of music now. Hey, well, there's always next time. You don't have, you don't have to. This isn't a requirement. You can always be like, all right, I gave him a couple of good ones. Maybe I'll some other time when I want to lurk or unlurk another day, right? No need to feel like you're locked in. Utopia. Oh, this was one of the games you said was good. You don't want to be a social outcast for not providing enough TG16? Well, currently there's probably no TG16, or maybe very little before this point, so... But it's not like, again, there's always time for it to be added at some point. Doesn't have to happen right away. Doesn't have to happen right away. Doesn't have to happen right away. This one's a bit different. Well, it's like 5 behind, so it'll be gotten to eventually. Okay, that one's done. Utopia 2 boss. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if the game's jank, if the song's good, it's just... Song's good, then the song's good. I mean, there's of course the very... always referenced Pictionary NES game that has a crazy cool song on the main menu or whatever it is, for example. That's a classic go-to of jank game with sick song. Always a good choice. Coins over. I don't know what Bonk's about, but this image for the game is very interesting. I'll say that much. Skeletons from like ape to man and stuff. Pyramid level. Series remembered by its physics, so it has unique physics in it, huh? Kinda janky, but it makes some sense. Trying to do the hand drill at a diagonal angle is weird. Oh, the song finished. Right. Oh, nope. Is that all of them? Did I get all of them? I did, okay. Alright, back to the what we had going before then. Have you played UFO 50? I haven't played it, but I've watched a good amount of that game. Pretty sweet. You want to get it on sale? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I get that. I understand that. Backlog's huge. Yeah. Same. And that's not even really counting, like, retro backlog either, right? At least for me. If they released a physical version, that would be interesting. I have no idea if they have any interest in doing that, but that's an interesting idea. It's a PC game, so... It's a PC game, but like the lore of it is that it's one of those kind of plug and play bunch of games at once, I think. I don't know how they would do that. I mean, if they made a plug and play, an actual physical plug and play, that would be fucking sick. That would be so cool. I'm pretty sure it's only on PC. But I think the idea that I just came up with of making an actual plug and play would be fucking cool as hell. That would be really cool. That would be such an effort to do, though. Like that involved hardware and stuff. That's a whole new ball game. Yeah, it would pretty much have to be super expensive just by the nature of the whole thing. Don't know if I'd have the money. I don't know if they would have the money to produce it. Is more what I was thinking. There'd be so much involved to trying to make something like that. I'm not fully drilling through. It looks like I'm not doing anything with my besides flipping my fingers up and down, but I'm actually spinning this. But I'm drilling partial holes in to hopefully make it easier to disconnect these chains that are together. Part of what's making this part hard to cut is the grain facing kind of the way that's not how I can cut the knife in a way that cuts nicely. Why did you stop with your music, sir? You just loop? I don't know what happened there. I've never made a game in Game Maker or anything like that. I do have an idea for a game, or it's almost more like a mode of a game that already, like a game mode for a game that already exists. But that mode doesn't exist, that I think would be kind of neat. But I've never done any like game dev or anything like that, so I don't even know how to do any of that kind of stuff. Well, I mean, I know how to code, so I'm sure that would make it easier than not knowing how to code at all, but... Some hacks do that. I don't think that really... I don't think that really does what I'm talking about. That'd be like saying that in... I mean, I guess unless you're talking about, oh, you can mod a game or whatever, which, like, okay, yeah. I don't know how to do that either. Modding's a fun hobby. I feel like it depends on the game though. Like if it's an already game that has like the basics to modding something kind of ready to go, the frameworks for it, then it's much nicer as opposed to just trying to like reverse engineer a random game. Frustrating when you usually don't finish when you start though. Yeah. Yeah. That goes with a lot of stuff. Not just game making. Are you familiar with Picross? Picross? You know what it is? Yeah, basically I have an idea of like a way to do that that would be almost like a special mode type of deal. That's kind of what my idea is related to. So I feel like I would, if I were to do it, I'd want to like actually just create my own Picross and then do it in there rather than... Because there's a lot of different, like you can go on Steam and there's like, you know, 50 plus different kind of Picross games you can get or whatever. So yeah, the idea would be that I would probably have to make my own and then do it in there, but that's a pretty big task. A pretty big task, given that I have never made any game. I guess the good part would be that you know, I would know what the end result is supposed to look like, but the other main thing is that it would be involving multiplayer, and so then that makes things much more complicated because of having to time things, and it would involve a timer and multiplayer, so it would be more complicated than a single player thing. So yeah. It would be a pretty big task, to say the least. Yeah, there's a lot of kits for handling that type of thing, but you also have to... So, are you familiar with rollback netcode, for example? That is kind of a toolkit of sorts, but you sort of have to make the game in mind knowing that you're going to use it so that you can actually implement rollback, and that type of part would be the thing that would really be a concern going in, where like if you don't make the game the right way, it's either impossible or you have to redo a ton of stuff in order to make it work. And that would kind of be the main concern. That those toolkits wouldn't work because I did something wrong because it was the first time I made a fucking game. One of the cool things about game design is not just about software part. Yeah, but if it doesn't... Okay. Yes. I don't think that's relevant to what I'm saying, but yes. You're not wrong. I've thought about this a lot already, I guess is what I'm getting. I've thought about this a lot already. So, there would be a lot of prep work before I actually really went in on stuff, and that prep work hasn't been done. So we're not there yet, anyway. And I need to, you know, life stuff that happens too, right? So unfortunately, we're only allowed to stretch ourselves so thin. Unfortunately. If only. If only we had more time. Anything is possible. You once taught yourself open heart surgery and only got caught once. Right. Whew. I need some water. Oops, I hit the space bar. Oops, I hit the thing. I don't think this is thin enough, right? No. Could we use this little guy? Maybe that'll help. Getting closer and closer to this link getting unlinked. I've kind of decided that, you know, I previously over the last times doing this talked about how like want to do the chains as much as possible before unlinking them. I think I just want to unlink them now and then do the rest of them after, because I've come to realize that unlinking them can lead to some awkward stuff where like certain parts are a lot thinner than others and whatnot. So I kind of don't really want to spend the time shaping everything perfect, and then when I'm trying to undo them, they get ugly again anyway. What is this? What does it look like? I mean, it's not like it's a donkey or something. They're just chains. They're chain links. That's all. It's what they look like. You just thought that it was supposed to be something more complicated. It is what it is. It's not supposed to be something fancy. It's just, well, I mean, it is fancy, but it is what they look like. You know what I mean? It is what they look like. And then the top here is a ball. In a cage. Yeah, no, it's not some thing. Yep, this is all wood. This used to be just like this. And now it is this. A nunchuck? Yeah. Nunchuck. Not that far off, I suppose. Does look fairly similar. Does look fairly similar, doesn't it? Ooh! Hello, Sakura. Hello, Sakura from Street Fighter 3 EX. Or X3, or whatever. I hit the spacebar. Nunchuck mode. This might be closer than you think. Or it might be closer than I think. Be closer than we think to actually unhinging. Damn, we still got an hour. Plenty of time. Damn, they go on hard with on this song. It's been a while since I listened to the full thing. Oh! Chat. It's so scary at first because you think you broke it. But in reality, chat, We're moving, baby. We're fucking moving, baby. This was the part that disconnected. This was connected, and now it's not. Let's go. Now we can do the worm even smoother. The middle chain is fully disconnected. Look at this, full rotation. Well, okay, almost, but look at that. Ooh. Look at that. That's exciting. Now I can actually access this area and make it not look poopy. Now it is more like a nunchuck. Nice. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. GG. I know, end the stream, right? Just end the stream. That feels good. Smoke a cigar. Not the type of guy that I am, but I do appreciate the you know, the idea. He does meth. Where's my crocodile? Crocodile stream. Is that even how you say it? I don't even know if that's how you say it. Oh, you've heard crocodile? There's no A though, it's O. Isn't it like KROKODIL or something? Oh, croak. Sorry, I misread. Crocodile? Yeah, that's doable. I could believe that for sure. Now each time you undo a chain, though, it does become harder to do everything. Gotta flip things around a bunch so you can get a kind of a grip. Etc. so forth. Nice. Alright, now let's try and get some of this area. But you know what? This thing's too fucking fat. Trim this thing down a little. Okay. A lot of room here still, but more than before. Harder to lock down, though. Been real cold the past day or two. It's gonna be cold again tomorrow. Supposed to get a little bit better on Friday, and then Saturday is supposed to be kind of warm, but it's gonna rain in the afternoon, I think. Although for you, maybe it would be earlier or later, depending on which direction the rain's coming from. You're in New Hampshire Saturday, so you're glad that it's raining Saturday? Or you're glad that it's slightly warmer Saturday? You're glad it's cold? Oh, well, Saturday's gonna be the warmer day, though. It's 75. Oh, and you're... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but it would be colder in your parents' house regardless, because your place is always mega warm because you're on the 3rd floor. They keep it 66. I'll tell you what, you would be plenty cool in here. Those sound like important people. Why is that? Because we're talking about the weather? Don't know. Alright, I'll take it, I guess. You're important to your parents. Going to different states and weather planning. Well, going to different states from Massachusetts to New Hampshire isn't really the same as, like, you know, Texas to the other side of Texas. You know what I mean? Texas to the other side of Texas is like Massachusetts to, I don't know, fucking pretty fucking far away. The main reason for looking at the weather for me is because you know, going outside is nice. So, particularly for running, I run. So, knowing the weather tends to be nice for that. Where are you? Where are you at? Oh, PA, that's why you asked about PA earlier. That makes sense. How long would it take for you to get to a different state from where you are? Or are you in the middle, so then it's like kind of even between a couple different places? Hour and a half. Okay. I mean, that's still not that long. Like that's a trip you could, you know, a day trip to another state and back. Drive that long for a hike. For a hike in New Hampshire or something. Yeah, but you don't have to go there. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, it's not that long. It's not that different, rather, from us. If your parents lived in, you know, wherever that place was an hour and a half away or something. I remember initially kind of talking to my dad about this, where I was like, I kind of like the chains being a little bit on the thicker side, but I think I would also really like to be able to, right now I can't actually have this do a full rotation within, you know what I mean? Like I can't actually pull it all the way through and then do a full rotation. I think I'd like to be able to do that, because that's kind of a fun thing to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like right now it's stuck. It can't go all the way and kind of like switch sides, really. I think I would want it to be able to do that. Which would involve things being thinned out a little bit. Honestly, I didn't really think about it. Maybe if I thought about it, I would have been confident. But I didn't really think about the fact that I might have been able to, you know, kind of undo this chain in the middle and have it actually be fully movable today. So that was kind of a nice surprise. Though mostly just because I guess I didn't think about it though. Still though, sweet. You know what I'm surprised by? Let me refresh this. How do I? The YouTube video for today. YouTube's telling me there's a comment on it, but like won't show me what it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Like it won't show it to me. And it also doesn't... Oh, health maybe? Yeah, it doesn't say it's holding any back or whatever from like an auto mod thing either though. Weird. Range. Range. Okay. More water. No, today's video was not sap. It was the deer sniffer story. You see one comic besides mine? In the deer one? In the sap one, I see one. Really, I don't see that. Why can't I see that? Why can't I actually see that? That's really annoying. Interesting, it showed up when I said sort by newest. So what I was typing was basically to respond to them. Was strange thing, YouTube wasn't showing me the comment until I sorted by newest. It also didn't show up as a notification that I got a comment on a video like all other comments. And it didn't show up under held comments either, which is where I would have expected it if it was something that they were holding back from showing. But I don't know how to, like, there should be a setting where I can see all of the comments on my video. Like, they're stopping me from seeing the comments on my video. What's the point of the held comments feature if it doesn't actually work? I guess. Really strange. Guess I'm just gonna have to. I think I kind of have a workaround, sort of now, but still very odd. Thumbnail was pretty good though. I liked how the thumbnail came out. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not tapped out in terms of like, oh, I can't do anything more today, but I am kind of like, I have achieved the thing for today in Carve Wednesday, so I'm not going mega hard, I guess, anymore. I'm kind of like, if I'm talking about something else, I might just talk about something else for a moment, or whatever. More than I kind of wanted to take off. Okay. Not that one, okay. Shit. that was some good work. Good work. I actually made a pretty good dent there. Not bad. Not bad. Much more rounded. Not the top. The top's the same. The bottom is what I'm talking about. It used to be much thicker and flat, and now it's much... It kind of used to basically be what this looks like down here, where it's like mega flat and thick. Now it's... I mean, it's still pretty thick, but definitely better than before. That's good. Definitely better than before. This one's still... This one's also been rounded quite a bit and a lot less thick than before, but... Top's not rounded, but that's because it wasn't rounded before. Because it was attached. Here. I have to pee. I'm gonna pee. Ah, now you can't tip it over, because it can actually just stand on its 2 feet. Oh, wait, that's kind of sick. Ugh. I'll say my neck's getting kind of tired. Bent over a bunch and such. FES cut that. Go for it. That is a fitting emote, definitely. Definitely. Actually. Boing, 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 boing. I don't need the glove for the drill. Oh boy, oh boy. Whew. Different vibe, but a nice vibe still. So, Friday, the final chapter of MEO, the epilogue chapter. It should be exciting. I think I'm almost through. Bro, I'm shaking the desk. Sorry. Sorry. There it is. It's through. Evo announcements were yesterday, speaking of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Speaking of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Nice. That piano, though. Got some wood dust on my hand. We could do Metazoo in number 2. It is past 8. Could do Metazoo in number 2. Bird up. That's moose. Moose check. Okay. Orca check. Sperm whale check. Humpback. Beluga. Okay, okay. Humpback. There it is. Speed run. Speed run. I always have a soft spot for the beluga whale. It's cool, cool little whale. Humpback's cool too, but it's kind of, you know, kind of mainstream. Kind of a mainstream whale, humpback whale. It's the one people go whale watch usually. Right? It's a little bit mainstream. Not that beluga is some mega rare thing, but it's a little bit of a weirdo. A little bit of a weirdo one. In comparison. You know what I mean? A little bit different. Check in on Pokemon Sleep here. Might as well. It might be a little close whether I get to Ultra 5 tonight or not. I'm hoping I can. Although I guess it doesn't really matter in a sense, so since we still have 1.5x from the good sleep days and whatnot. So in that sense, it's not that big of a problem. Because I'll still get max spawns anyway. If we want to think about it in that sense. Let me see here. Let me check a thing here. I didn't realize that the, what do you think about the new additions coming to Pokemon Sleep? The, Braviary and whatnot? I'm kind of like, I'm a little disappointed. Like, why them? Why now? Are they doing this because of the inauguration? Like, you know what I mean? What are they bringing in the American bird for? Braviary's like the bald eagle American bird that people, when it came out, were like, oh, it's red, white, and blue. It's America bird. It's bald eagle type of deal. Which is kind of true, but it is kind of funny that it is happening, like, during sort of inauguration-ish time here. A little bit interesting. But, like, I don't think it's that popular. So it's a strange choice. At least I think so. It's gonna have the same skill as Mimikyu, though, I think. Unless I misread. I'm pretty sure it has the same skill, which is an interesting one, I guess. I'll have to, actually, let's see here. Why did you ain't no way the stream announcement? Hey, mate, way. You want to be the guy? That's right. That's right. That is where what I think of when I think of this song, though it is technically from Guilty Gear. I still follow Kayan on Twitter and Blue Sky even, because I think they're pretty interesting, and they make me question, they make me like pause and think about stuff sometimes in regards to games. It's kind of cool. So during the Super Skill Week, Magnum. I was thinking about where to go during the Super Week or whatever. You made a fan game many years ago too, actually. Nice. Because the Braviary and stuff can only spawn, I think, on green grass, cyan, and I thought Snowdrop, but I guess not. Although I guess it's raising the appearance rate of every skill Pokemon. That's kind of an interesting thought. Like a raised chance of Pommies into Denes at OGPP is kind of tempting. Because getting a nice Pommy would be obviously good for OGPP. Oh no, it's Snowdrop. They are in Snowdrop as well. Braviary. Okay, I see it now. I don't think I would go to Lake's Lapis during the event. I don't think I would really want to go to Cyan either. Like, I don't really want Heracrosses and Gulpins and Bond Slides to show up. I don't really want those to show up. I think OGPP might be the best overall in terms of increased rates of things. Like, most of the things that show up are useful. You can argue maybe Mareep and Drifloon not as much, but you go to Snowdrop, Psyduck, Slowpoke, kind of stinky. Togepi, it's arguably stinky. Mareep, not that exciting. Gulpin, kind of bad. Wynot, kind of bad / bad. Riolu, kind of arguably bad. The Gulpin and Riolu ones are like questionable because of the whole Dream Shard thing. Rufflet. So Snowdrop really would just have like Eevee, Braviary, Rufflet, and Palmy as the interesting ones that have a raised rate. But at the same time, like, you know, it doesn't really fucking matter. So you could also approach it as like a, if it's your first time going somewhere but you want a good chance of getting like the Master 3 / getting full spawns relatively reasonably, it would make sense for that reason too, because you'd have raised the skill chances are raised or whatever, so you can probably do better at somewhere that you have a lower bonus than normal. And whatnot. I don't know, maybe I'll ask around. We got a whole nother rest of the week. I was gonna say a whole another week, but it's actually, I think, next week, right? So we got some days to figure it out, at the very least. I didn't realize that Kami was E4E until like last week. I haven't caught many of them. Although I think one of the Magnemite that I caught today was pretty good. I caught 2 Magnemite today. One that like kind of looks cool on the surface because I think it was BFS and helping bonus, which normally those are 2 really good things. But Magnemite's a skill Pokemon, and I feel like skill Pokemon do the worst. Like, in terms of ingredient Pokemon, berry Pokemon, skill Pokemon is the one that you least want to have taken up by, like, BFSs and HBs because you want that skill trigger M, skill trigger S type stuff so badly. And the nature on it wasn't skill up either, but then there was another one that I got, the second one I got, that was, I think, kind of good. Let's see. It was Berry Finding S, Skill Trigger M, and then main skill chance Nature. The level 50 and 75 are poop because it's just inventory, but that first 2 ain't bad. BFS, Skill Trigger M, main skill up, that's not shabby. That's not shabby. That's not too shabby. Was your fan game a wanna be the guy style game or no? It was nice. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many of them. It's always funny when people find Kain from something else and don't know that he's the guy that made I Wanna Be the Guy. That happens a lot, surprisingly. It's always kind of funny when it happens, though. Kids. Well, sometimes it's not even necessarily like a young person thing. It's just I mean, when I initially knew of I Want to Be the Guy and stuff, I didn't know the name of the guy that made it. No one gave a shit about that. You just played the game and whatnot, right? I think I only really learned about who actually made it during probably like 09 to 012 type of range during during like FGC, Street Fighter 4, Marvel 3 era, where Flo was playing like I Want to Be the Guy, and then that other version that I'm blanking the name of that was also really hard, and KN would like comment on about it and stuff. You never played it? I don't think I actually ever tried to beat it, because I had already pretty much watched someone beat it or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. It's cool. I think I'm kind of... I mean, I've sort of already alluded to being sort of tapped out on the carving for tonight. I'm like at a good place. I did actually get some other stuff done with after finally like thinning out whatnot, so I'm actually happy that I did that in addition to it, but I think it's time to start packing the bag. Look at this. Success. 2 points of articulation. 2 parts of articulation. I don't even know if that's technically correct. Is it 4 because it can go all north, south, east, west now? But whatever, you get the idea. Articulation is not even a nerd word. They say that for fucking like action figures when you're a kid, okay? Don't nerd that. Not that many shavings again, because it was like all that small stuff. So no big cuttings, but still. I'm gonna go dump this outside real quick. Shake it out outside. It's cold out there. It's kind of cold out there, fellas. Probably gonna need to do another shake of that. The moon's very pretty though, because it's so dark. The moon is so bright. So I kind of took an extra second to look at and just be like, ooh. The moon. The moon. The claw. So, Friday, the final chapter. Epilogue of Emio the Smiling Man. Be there or be square. Or if you're Xantho and haven't been there for any of it, then go on YouTube and watch all of the uploads I've done of every chapter that's happened so far, and then the last upload will be Friday before the stream. What is that? That's a video game for the Nintendo Switch as I held it up to the screen. What is the game about? It's about a serial killer. On. Hold. Recently added. Oh, I see. Here is the whole playlist of videos so far. But the 12th final chapter we did last Friday. That video will go up Friday at noon. And then the final epilogue of sorts will be on that stream on Friday night. You don't actually have to watch any of these things. I was kind of more joking, to be honest, but it was a very fun. Not that it's over, I guess, because there is another thing, but been very fun to play through. Much more than I expected. I'm not either. Typically, I've never played a game like that, really, I don't think. But it's fun to do it with, like, chat live, and it's almost like you're watching a show together at the same time, which has been why it's kind of cool. You know how it is. Watching anything with like Twitch chat is just better. And that's kind of how it's felt, where it's just like we're watching this thing together, kind of interacting and taking our time to make jokes if we want. Good times. Excuse me. Pretty cool, man. You like that? Yeah, it's nice. Nice. I will see you on Friday, or, well, you know, I'll be streaming again on Friday. I'm not sure if we'll do Star Puffs in the first half of that one or not, but we'll definitely be doing the final, in theory, as far as I know, of MEO. Finishing that saga together, which will be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that's just kind of what we're gonna do, huh? Wrong thing. That's that. Yeah. So, make sure that you floss before you go to bed. What the heck? You weren't supposed to play. Make sure you floss your teeth before you go to bed. Make sure that you moisturize and wear sunscreen, even when it's cloudy. And thanks for hanging out today. A little bit of a experimental at the beginning there that didn't go exactly as planned, though I did realize, Stung Tongue, why the desktop capture. I mean, I didn't check, but I know this is definitely what happened, is that the layer of the desktop capture was probably just below the window capture of Sublime. So the Sublime was just covering the window capture, or the desktop capture, the whole time. I'm like 99% sure that was what was happening. And I didn't realize it until I went to do stretch break, and then I forgot to bring it up because I was like, oh, I'm dumb. Enjoyed the programming stream. I think if I were to do a programming stream thing again, I'm not sure exactly how I would want to do it, but I feel like I would need to almost like kind of prep some aspects of it so that I can kind of just kind of get moving as I start, which is what I had thought would happen, but I didn't do enough prep, so I didn't really end up doing much. The alternative type of stream, which I've done before that isn't really programming, but would be like doing spreadsheet stuff. Because that needs to get fixed real bad. The Puzzle and Dragons spreadsheet. So there's some stuff there. That's not as much coding as it is organizing and stuff, but it is kind of fun. It is similarly just kind of chill and being there and listening to some tunes and talking with chat while getting some stuff done. but it's not exactly the most exciting, but you know, whatever. Coding wise though, I've learned some things from this first test of attempting to code on stream, so I'm not saying I'm gonna do this every Wednesday for sure, but maybe it'll pop up now and then. But I definitely would have to prep beforehand, so cool stuff. Anyway, ranting a little too long here. So again, thanks for hanging out and everything. We've got some some songs to add to the playlist from Xanto as well, which was nice. So have a good one, and I will see you next time. Peace.